Kate and Leopold is a 2001 romantic comedy directed by James Mangold and starring Meg Ryan and Hugh Jackman. Leopold is an English duke visiting New York City in the 18th century. While at a fancy party, he notices a strange man and begins to follow him. Little does he know that this strange man is actually a time traveler from the future. Leopold inadvertently follows him through a time portal and ends up in current-day New York City, where he meets Kate, an ad executive who has all the time in the world for her job, but just can't seem to find time for love or marriage. We watch all the hilarious antics as Leopold is fascinated by current technology and Kate falls for a much, much, much older man. So I'm a huge sucker for 90s Meg Ryan love movies. I mean, I think When Harry Met Sally is one of the greatest movies ever made. Sleepless in Seattle, love it. You've Got Mail, love it as well. I'm just a sucker for those movies. So I was browsing through Netflix and I stumbled upon Kate and Leopold. Had Meg Ryan, had a young Hugh Jackman straight off Broadway, and I was like, you know what? This is going to be right up my alley. Let's give this a shot. And I gotta say, it was an experience. I think a big criticism a lot of people have about movies like this, is these like fantasy romantic movies, is that the plots are just asinine and they're stupid, and this one is appropriately stupid. Like the time travel element is just explained enough to let us sort of be like, okay, whatever, sure, he came through time, okay, great. The thing that is actually interesting about these movies, as always, is the relationship between the male lead and the female lead and how they get together. I would totally understand why Kate would fall for Leopold. I totally get it. Leopold is just an amazing guy. He's just a really nice, charming dude. But Kate is just a mess. Like, she's super, sarcastic and angry and dismissive and really aggressive for no reason and just really not a very nice person overall. Yet for some reason, Leopold just falls head over heels for her. And judging from the movie, my only idea is that he would have fallen in love with any current day woman he ran into because all he wanted was a woman who was mildly self-sufficient. That's what he wanted. And it didn't matter that Kate was a complete mess otherwise, and that she was a career woman and all. It did nothing else matter. She just wasn't a completely helpless damsel, and that really worked for Leopold. So the movie just makes a very poor case for why these two people should be together. And that's the only job of the whole movie. The best part of this movie, by a long shot, is Hugh Jackman. I mean, he's just so charming. He's so perfect for this role. He does this old English accent, and he just kills it. He kills it. He acts circles around everybody else in this movie. Nobody else even comes close. I mean, best thing you can say about everyone else in the cast is that they do their roles serviceably, like they get it done. Meg Ryan, honestly, she just feels like she hated every moment of making this movie. She just doesn't look like she wants to be there, which kind of kills it. When you're trying to sell a romantic movie about these two people who are falling in love, and the undertone of every scene is that Meg Ryan just doesn't want to be in the movie, kind of kills it. This movie was directed by James Mangold, who is amazing, I think. I mean, he did the movie Logan, and he did Ford vs. Ferrari. Both of those movies are incredible. I mean, Logan is just an emotional powerhouse of a movie. Some really great cinematography in there. Really cool stuff happening in that movie. Just really smart. Ford vs. Ferrari is just like, my God, man, the racing in that movie, the way those scenes were shot, so complicated, so cool, really great emotional characters and all sorts of other stuff. And so it's weird to watch this movie and have most of the movie, in terms of the cinematography and the way things are played on screen, be so boring. Like, it's just boring. The important stuff of the scenes where Hugh Jackman and Meg Ryan are together and they're falling in love, those scenes don't really have much energy. They don't feel very interesting. It's all filmed very blandly. And so it's just super disappointing. I mean, when you compare this movie to Ford vs. Ferrari or Logan, you would be stunned to find out it's the same guy. The music choices in this movie are just bad. They're a lot of current day pop songs from the early 2000s. So they just stick out like a sore thumb. They just really date the movie in a really bad bad way, and they're super distracting. With all that being said, my final rating for Kate and Leopold is going to be a 4 out of 10. This movie is incredibly flawed. Great Hugh Jackman performance. I mean, he kills it. It's great, but the story is just not that good. The funny moments, the romantic moments never really deliver. It just feels disappointing in most scenes. There's almost no scenes where I'm like, yes, that scene was as good as it could have been. It felt like they left so much on the field. They could have done so much more. And honestly, I lay a lot of that at the feet of Meg Ryan. I think her performance was just so lackluster that I never once bought this relationship at all. I don't recommend seeing this one. Maybe if you're curious or in for a laugh, you can check it out on Netflix. It's on Netflix right now. And yeah. Thanks so much for watching my review of Kate and Leopold. If you liked the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.